All right, can we just do some regular levels? Give me one of those classic TV sort of tongue twisters.
The Pfizer geyser never stops.
All right, so
Well,
The
Okay,
Pfizer
good.
geyser never stops.
yeah, one more time.
The Pfizer geyser never stops. The
And-
money
That's
flows
good.
like water.
Nice, and just one full volume, big volume.
Pfizer geyser.
Okay,
This morning, the kindergarten caught on fire.
okay, not really a tongue twister or anything there.
Good
Just
read.
kind of a
This
sentence.
morning, a kindergarten was set on fire.
Are
It
you
has
reading?
really good inflection.
This morning, I set a kindergarten class on fire.
You've changed it every time and made it more about.
This morning, I sought out a kindergartner to light up in flames.
Okay, is this true, Bill?
No,
Okay.
I'm testing the microphone.
Okay,
You never
just
know what
checking.
you're going to
Just
say. You
checking.
want to hear
Just
it
checking.
all.
All right,
You think
Todd?
I'm going to flame up a 7-year-old? I mean 4. Kindergarten. 7 o'clock on the dot. Hey! Okay,
All right, Todd, hit me with it.
50 famished feminists fed on flavorful vaginas.
Oh,
God.
Jesus.
Fajitas,
Todd.
fajitas.
Fajitas.
Todd.
No, I like what I did.
Todd.
Disgusting.
I was trying to think of an F word that wasn't filthy.
I asked y'all to do
So you said
regular ones.
vaginas.
Just do a TV one, unique
okay.
New York. One of those,
What do you mean a TV
Or-
word?
New York is not unique. It's full of trash.
Authentic New York. Authentic New York.
you know what I mean. Jesus
Slice of pie on a busy street.
Yes. Yes. Trash truck in the morning, early. Authentic New York.
Staying out so late that you're up with all the trash.
Yeah.
Tricked into thinking the city's awesome because you've been there and gotten so dirty.
Being too scared to order what you want because everyone in line is mean to you.
Okay.
Never catching up with the pace of the city and getting told about it everywhere I go.
Here, you want to put on
Howard?
headphones and let me do one real
Sure.
quick? All right.
Yes.
Sexy singles seek. Okay.
Jesus, maybe turn it down or
Sorry,
something.
I got sick.
Sexy singles seek.
Okay.
Oh no.
Let him
This
do his
is
levels.
not-
Let him do his
This-
levels.
And don't read your profile post.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Plural.
I'll do it with my eyes closed. Sexy singles seek out sensational sexual sinners.
That sounds good. Your levels look good to me.
That sounds like a serial killer trying their best
Hey,
to
hang
get
on.
a date.
Well, it is these. I was actually reading the lyric sheets from Craig Crown's album. He gave them to me. But hey, we'll get into it later. We should
Right.
get the episode started. Y'all ready to do it?
Please kick it.
Oh, you got me.
I meant
Should we do a new theme where we actually play "Smoke on the Water" or whatever song we're? Oh wait, that's not even "Smoke on the Water." Which song?
That was Smoke on the
Oh,
Water.
it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's it.
Well, it's gonna sound terrible if
Fire in the kindergarten.
we do. Folks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Teacher's Lounge, the first, best, and only podcast pertaining to issues relevant to the Hamilton High School community. I, of course, am Howard Levis, your biology teacher, and also steward of the arts in a more direct way than...
Oh, Stuart.
Yes.
Aw,
You guys remember Stuart?
Don't...
Mad
God, that
TV.
was funny.
You guys
Stuart!
know this is a bad point for me. You know
Well,
that
Stuart was
everybody
based
made-
on you.
Well, that's
Stuart was based. Michael McDonald saw you and based Stuart and
Michael McDonald,
Stuart's mom.
Stuart's mom,
Michael McDonald and I.
and the Zima guy, Rusty,
A
and
lot of Mad TV based on Howard.
Mad TV. They just brought you into the Mad TV writers' room
Yeah.
and they would study you, right?
Well, yes, and Michael McDonald and I also are childhood friends.
Wow, that
Right.
must have been hilarious.
Because in the
Yes.
Groundlings, they when you go into the classes there, they say, who's somebody insane from your real life that you can base this character on? So they say, like, we're basing it on this person.
Right.
And Michael McDonald based a lot of
Michael
his characters
McDonald.
on you.
He actually, thankfully, last time I saw him, he did apologize.
Oh, that's
in
Yes.
character, right?
Huh?
Yes, doing
I
you.
don't know if I bought
So the
you.
apology was a little tainted
Yeah.
because
Sort
he
of a
was killing.
backhand.
He was killing, coughing
Well-
into a sneeze guard
Yeah.
on a buffet, going, "Oh, I'm sorry." Oh. The Mo
I-
Collins character, is
Yeah.
Stuart's mom.
I did actually go. I got tickets to
McCollins.
see a Mad TV taping because, as you
Mo Collins.
As you all know, I got tickets to see a Mad TV taping, and I did.
Sorry.
It's okay.
We're so
So that was the last time I saw Michael. He was surprised to see
You
me.
went to a Mad TV taping.
I went to a
and
Mad
he-
TV.
Oh, with a
taping.
Vendetta.
Well, not a Vendetta, just
a Beretta.
well, no, I didn't. I did
Beretta
not,
Vendetta?
I did not have a gun.
I heard you held up a gun and you said this is Beretta Vendetta. Is that not true?
I'll say this. I had a gun, but it wasn't. It wasn't. I wasn't
You did
there.
have a gun.
Yeah, you
I
will say
wasn't-
this. You had a gun.
I wasn't there to hold up the TV show. It was literally just protection. As you guys all know, Mad TV does tape in New York City.
Of course, we all knew that.
And I was
How
there.
else would they get Artie?
And
Artie
honestly,
Lang.
I'm terrified of rats. And so I did, when I went to New York, I did get a gun.
So
to-
you pack in New York to fight off rats.
You hold.
I hold, I strap up in
And
New
these
York.
this was when all the misfire shootings were happening in New York.
Okay.
Where
And again, I want to get out of in front of this because the students found the article about this and they plastered it all over the school.
Uh-huh.
The misfire shootings in New York were not all me.
right.
What were the misfires again?
Well, it was somebody in New York was trying to shoot rats and ended up shooting a lot of civilians
Right.
because
Right,
they had
right.
bad aim, I think. is-
Right.
No, it's because
Or-
I was laying down on a park bench and the gun went off.
Well, you have to do the scope thing. How else are you going to get a good aim? I agree with you. You lay down.
yeah, you were holding both eyes open. You got to close one and look.
Well, as you guys know, I forewent the training seminars because I didn't have time. And
right,
you
you're
don't
in a
have to do
hurry
it. I was in a
during
hurry.
the training.
You were in
Right,
a hurry
right,
to
we
get to
all
Mad TV with
Yeah,
a gun.
yeah.
Guys, I cannot take this training. I'm on my way to shoot up Mad TV.
Well, Howard,
Was it
we're
shoot
proud
up?
of-
You said hold up Mad TV. Did they have like a change drawer? What's going on?
I was not there to hold them up, is what I said.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't trying to. The
Hold
gun
hostage.
fell out of my pocket while I was getting up to get
Right.
my single slice of pizza that they give you if you're there
That's
for the
right.
live
For the
studio
taping.
taping. And the gun fell out.
Bobby Lee saw the gun.
Well, here was the hard thing: is these guys and gals stay in character, and so they were trying to describe
Some of the best.
some of the best method sketch acting, and
I
so
know
they're
what
trying
you're
to
saying.
describe the man with the gun in the audience. They couldn't find him because all they knew, well, they knew everything, which
Yes,
was
I mean, there was a certain actor there who was trying to explain to the cops what the guy with the gun looked like.
Yes.
Right. And we won't say, because everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Well,
It was a
I
little
will say
bit
that
broad, the description.
yes, and I will say that the description, she knew the gender.
yes,
She knew
or
the
at
gender.
least what he
Assumed.
looked like.
Yeah.
Yes, she wasn't sure, but she knew he looked like.
And very
man.
positive. Very positive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very
sure.
It was a rough time.
But to bring it all full perfect circle,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
You are a steward of the arts now, is what you were saying.
I am. I am. I have sort of decided, to put my sort of interest in the arts and everything to good use. And I have been helping Craig Crown. As you all know, he's releasing an album under the alias Chris Crown.
Right. This is the
Right.
Crown of Thorns
'Cause-
serial killer
yes.
who's in prison
Of
and
course.
is the only alumni that we know of Hamilton that has credited you for their success.
Yes.
Yes, and they took his name away because they take all serial killers' names
Yes.
away once they do it.
But he has been. You can't let a person's actions taint the way that you look at their art. As you guys all
No.
know, some of the greatest artists of all time are
Right.
disgusting.
Convicted.
And you can
Yes.
support the art without supporting the artist. And
That's right.
Okay.
This is
If
an
you pay
interesting-
the artist, you're supporting the art, not the artist.
Yes,
That's right.
Yes, I want the
Interesting.
art to
Feel a
exist.
cut coming on.
No, it's a
No.
self-awareness joke.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no. So I
Keep
am.
your eye on the video, folks.
So no, I'm just supporting him because I do think you can't let somebody's mistakes sort of live with them forever. If we all
Right.
let our
Sure.
mistakes live with us forever, we would all be 6 feet under.
And it's
Yes.
a big, important year for self-expression, right?
Yeah,
We've
of
all been
course.
cooped up. We're
I
all
think now
finally
more than ever-
back.
We've been
Now
cooped
more
up,
than
we're
ever,
finally-
we can relate to somebody who's been locked up inside of a cell
Feeling
for the
alone.
last
Yeah, and
few
we
years.
didn't quit we didn't quit baking bread after the first 2 months. Okay,
No.
folks?
No.
Not us.
No, uh-uh.
No.
We stuck with that bread
Yes.
habit.
Absolutely.
And it became an obsession for some.
Mhm.
Marbled rye,
Dutch crunch.
Dutch crunch.
We worked
6-inch
on-
wheat. We made all the bread.
Seeded
Cauliflower.
cauliflower
Bread, which we love.
for us gluten.
Yes.
No, but
freaks.
that's Howard Levis, everybody.
Yes,
Don't make people take their mistakes to the grave.
that's right.
Exactly.
Okay.
As your forgiving man.
Because we've been forgiven, let's be honest. We, the four of us, have been forgiven probably
times.
cumulatively.
Cumulatively.
We have been forgiven probably more than anybody else on this
I'm
whole.
Would you
currently
say
asking
1,000
for
times?
forgiveness.
Oh, at least
Oh,
1,000.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yes.
Which
Being asked for, or just assuming I'd get forgiveness.
I don't know. Either way.
I don't think I've genuinely asked
Mhm.
because I won't give it up to God too many times. You know what I mean? They say
Yes.
give it up for God. I'm like, I'm not going to be needy, being like, can I have a little forgiveness? I'm
Right.
like,
what is
You
that?
come
Give
to
it up
me.
for God? Is that money?
give it up for God. You know, just a general idea.
That didn't help.
No, you know
Say
the
the
song.
same thing, but as a song didn't help me.
Yeah, it should.
So give it up
you
for
gotta
God.
give it up for God.
That's forgiveness, as you're asking.
Yeah,
What,
or no, just
I thought
you
that
gotta
was
give it
just
up
like
for him.
someone on a mic backstage after God left, hoping for an encore, but wasn't getting the applaud
Well,
God
that
wanted.
too. Apparently, when he ascended
Mhm.
from his field that he was in after the 3 days or whatever, there
Field of
was
Dreams.
a very needy host being like, "Give it up for God! Everybody, keep it going for God!
Yeah.
One more time for God!
All right, tip your saviors.
Tip your saviors!" Yes.
Well,
I forget where we were, but
Well,
that's how
speaking
it,
of God,
You don't
I
like
feel
forgiveness.
very
Yes.
fortunate for everything that has been bestowed upon us this
And,
year.
and that's Sam Weatherman
That's
for
Sam
everybody out
Weatherman.
there.
That's
in case you don't
right.
recognize the voice.
Sexy Sam Weatherman
stove.
still back doing mental health and driver's ed for the whole school, as well as COVID safety and preparedness.
yes.
You know?
Mhm.
The
So,
preparedness has really sort of taken the front seat this week.
absolutely. I said hazmat suit for every student.
Mhm.
That's what I said. And that was my
Wow.
goal. And we are
Yes.
halfway there. Half of the kids in every class have a hazmat suit on.
And
The other
And
half
these you
we're
got
still
these
waiting
used,
for.
pretty good price.
These are used inside out
Chernobyl?
hazmat suits. Huh?
Chernobyl used.
Chernobyl?
These are Chernobyl used.
The movie or the
absolutely.
life?
The
the real
life,
life
and
thing?
then
Oh,
some
wow.
of them, luckily, the movie.
They
Oh, good.
just came back on the market because they're clean now.
Uh-huh.
They sat for a long time to make sure the half-life was done,
Mhm.
and you snapped them right up at that Chernobyl sale.
Absolutely. Oh, you have got to go to the Chernobyl sale. If you hear about a Chernobyl sale, you cannot let that
I
pass.
picked up a 79 Datsun from there that had just been blanketed by the green stuff. You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
talking
Mhm.
about.
I
Green
kept
stuff.
hearing a Chernobyl sale was coming, but I didn't believe it till it was too late.
Yeah, right. And that's what happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And now, Sam, how exactly are we sort of making the distinction between who does and does not get a hazmat suit? Because I do know it has sort of become a point of contention in throughout the school where sort of some students are getting them and other students feel like they're being left out. There's a little bit of a
Well, the rich
discrepancy
kids. The rich kids get the hazmat suits, and the other kids, we're not going to label them,
there. Right.
the other kids that aren't rich don't get them.
Right.
So that's sort of the deal. It's
Well-
if
So
you're
what's
rich,
the number here? What's the threshold of money?
well, it's about 50-50 as far as how many kids have them.
Oh, so we have an even rich poor split.
Well,
Now that's hard to get.
Well, the school was, I think, in the late '90s or early 2000s, was taken over by Rich Dad Poor Dad, and so they made sure that it was fair and even.
That's right.
Much like the Warner Brothers and Disney cartoons in the film Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
because there was a draft for a while, right?
Yes.
The two dads would sort of do a thing at the beginning of the school year where they would kind of get all the kids from around the whole county.
Poor
And,
dad did not know how auctions work.
Poor Dad was very poorly prepared.
He struggled doing almost each activity
And-
because he couldn't afford it.
You couldn't get
dad.
rich dad away from the caviar. You couldn't to get him to the auction.
It was tough to get his
the
attention.
draft, I mean.
Yeah, not an auction. This was not an auction. This was a draft.
Right. Two very different things.
Yeah.
Because when I was auctioned into the army,
Yes.
it was a very different thing.
Well, the only real difference was the speed of the person who was on the
my
dais.
sergeant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what your thing was, it was
drop down, give me 10.
Dead.
it was all the branches.
Yes, I was shot. I was a cheap funeral. But I rose from the dead.
And your thing was
That's
it was
part of
all
the
the branches
backstory.
of the military bidding of which one didn't have to take you.
Yes,
Isn't that right?
It was an anti-auction. Get rid of me. Get rid of me. Get rid of me. And I ended up. I was in the army.
That's
I
what
went
the
to
auction guy was saying. Get rid of him, get rid of him, get rid of him.
Who wants to go? It's gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. And
Well,
the Navy is.
That part was, I think, a commercial for.
gotta go right now. I think that's
yes,
about diapers or
toilet. That's the first
Diapers or toilet.
It's one of the two. One of the two.
One of the two.
But
Anyway, the reserves got me.
Right. Which is great because that means you only have to do a few weekends.
I do
year.
a few weekends a year
And
in
they just-
hard war.
They throw you in the shit.
Yeah, I go straight to the front lines a few weekends a year. There's no sandbagging shit when a flood happens.
That's the
I
best way
get
to
a
do
gun and I go.
Yeah. No.
And the thing with the reserves is it's like having a reservation at a restaurant. You're always walking around with the vibrating
Oh
thing.
my God. Occasionally that dirty ass little sticky vibrator thing will vibrate in my pocket.
And
I
you know
drop
you got to go to
everything.
Afghanistan.
I drop everything. I fly myself to Afghanistan and I get there. I go straight from the airport. I run off the tarmac and I start going crazy. Look for the cuts, folks. Look at the video.
Well, hey,
Keep it a
this is
close
the
eye.
American way.
Yeah.
We're not just going
Right.
to tell them what's going on. We're just going to send a cravy.
Speaking of
Send a
American
gravy.
way.
I am-
Which was,
hold on. Oh, it's just my apps. It's my appetizers. That was my olive. That was my Olive Garden.
yeah, you got to make sure you got them in separate pockets because I think I remember you showing up.
Just so everybody knows, in every recording of the Teacher Lounge ever, I have a dirty little greasy vibrator light up thing in my and I'm waiting on a table.
But I love that you order enough for everybody. Though that lasagna Frito or whatever,
Yeah.
the fried
Ooh, yeah.
lasagna, yum,
Oh, yeah.
yum, yum.
And I can't get enough of those things. I got them at my house. I love the little gross little things, the little plastic things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
use-
so mad that they're transitioning into we'll text or we'll call you. Or like look for it will call you on your phone.
Yeah,
No.
my phone doesn't vibrate like that.
Let me be stuck to hanging 15 feet from the host stand.
Making the front of the door really crowded.
Yeah, with the dirtiest little plastic puck. Give it to me.
Absolutely.
Speaking of dirty plastic, though, these hazmat
Todd is
suits-
here.
Todd is here. And Todd did not
Thank
get a
you.
hazmat suit, of course.
Well, no, I'm not. I didn't reach the tier of moneyed people that get hazmat suits.
Right.
Of course, dirty plastic is referencing some of my clothing, as we talked about last week.
Right. You
I-
modeled in home ec this morning some of your clothing because
Yes.
it's very home ec.
Yes, so I wear reused the stuff saran wrap because saran wrap it's so wasteful for the environment.
This is
to
not
throw out
plastic
the
wrap,
saran
folks. This is the actual
Name
brand,
brand.
This
saran
is-
wrap.
And it is as clear
Oh,
as
yeah,
the day
yeah.
it was made.
Wait.
Yeah, it's named
Wait.
brand saran wrap.
Wait, is that fake saran?
No, this is the real deal. Oh, my
Oh.
penis is out.
No, your penis did not stretch it and pop it out. It came off your knee. It ain't
It
no
must
way.
be.
If
Well,
there's
the
any
thing with
place
saran
that's
wrap is it can't hold some of the bigger stuff.
no, if there isn't any place that's got less tension, it's your dick area, Todd. And I don't like to use that word on mic.
No,
You
no.
never use that word.
I never said dick. I've never.
But yeah, I Todd Padre, director,
Yes.
hardcore feminist, hardcore rocker.
No, you're not.
And that's brand new then. Is that brand new?
No, I've been doing that for years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are some of your songs?
Well, no, he's talking about the front porch of a Cracker Barrel.
Oh yeah, I do hardcore rock star stuff. I started mosh pit in that rocking chair. I
Got it.
go fast.
He goes
back and forth.
back. They have to ask him that, sir. These are for sale. You can't go that hard. in
Well,
these."
then I'll
Sir, I
take
don't know
it.
how you
much
did this,
is it?
but these chairs stink now that you've been sitting
and
in them.
they're all about slowing down your lifestyle, and you're out here aggressively rocking in this.
Oh
thing.
no, Cracker Barrel! You speed it up before you go in. You got to speed it up before you go in because that way you can get all of the gravy,
Yeah, all the
Right.
gravy.
dumplings,
All the gravy.
and we all know what our favorite part of Cracker Barrel is.
Ignorant.
The pegboard.
The pegboard.
Yes,
We love the
ignoramus.
pegboard, folks.
We all are. We actually hold the world record for getting the most ignoramuses in a row.
That's right. Someone screeched to a halt to let us know about
Somebody
that.
did. Guinness.
I-
Guinness is roaming around still.
They're still around. But yes, working on the play.
Which I think I speak for us all. I cannot wait.
We can't
to see.
wait.
This is
Tennessee
actually,
Williams, Shakespeare, Peter Pan.
yeah, this is actually the first time in my recollection that I've heard a student actually say something nice about one of your
Wow.
productions.
Okay. I'm hearing. I need to learn to hear the compliment part of that. Because it sounds like for 10 years of my life, people have only been saying negative things about working with
Well,
me.
I did
But I'm
qualify
gonna
with
hear-
student. This is the
Todd,
first time a student.
what
has
did
This
said
you
is
that.
the
hear?
most maturity I have ever seen from you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, I heard a student actually come out of your class and said, "Wow, I think I'm actually going to get to act this year."
Oh, so it
That
was
can't be
less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they're going to get to act this year. I made a promise, and I'm going to keep it. The plays will be featuring the students, as all high school plays should.
Of course they
It's
should.
not going to turn into some sort of narcissistic passion project.
Right.
Okay,
Even though all of them have so far.
this one's different, and all those students learned something, whether they like it or not. They learned something from watching my process, you know? And so now we're putting on Henry IV, Part 4, as retold by Peter Pan and Tennessee Williams.
And
And
see, I'm
Yeah.
so
There are
curious.
so
the Peter
many.
Pan and Tennessee Williams element of it is actually pretty interesting because it's a sort of framing device for the play, right? It sort of goes back and forth
that's a great way to say it.
to Tennessee Williams.
It
sort
could
of,
be a framing device because somebody's definitely going to go to prison after this. I feel like.
but Tennessee Williams and Peter Pan are sort of in
Exact
lights.
opposites.
Yeah, and they're like sort of in lights on stage, two separate chairs that sort of lights up, lights down, where they're kind of just chatting, and then we see elements from the play.
It's a conversation between Peter Pan,
Between a playwright and a
And
play character.
and a fictional character,
Yeah.
kind of talking about Henry IV, Part 4.
You guys sound like the idiots that were probably in the room going, so it's wars in the stars?
Right.
And George Lucas going, yeah, I know it's a little ahead of its time, but
Right.
it's all going to be wars in the stars. And people in the room going,
Oh, he doesn't even have like a refrain. He just says the words that they say.
He basically says, "Yeah, you got it right."
oh, well, they're going, so but wars happen on the grounds. And he goes, well, these ones will be in the stars. And these
Right.
idiots didn't want to make the movie, these jackasses. You know?
I thought it was like pretty well received, the pitches.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the people who are like, so the park is Jurassic? And Spielberg's like, yeah,
I
it's
think
a
you're
park,
just taking big
but it's
movies
Jurassic.
and then you're just saying the titles of them.
But yeah, all those movies are genius after the fact.
So
But people
I
said
heard you
no.
screaming in the classroom the other day, but the story is toy.
Yeah, well, you know, toy story. The story, and
Right.
the kids don't understand it.
Didn't help.
Right.
So I'm playing the young boy Peter Pan.
Titular.
You're one of the titulars?
I don't like that word because
Right.
every one of my students is a titch. All right, so they all play the titular characters,
Right.
and the way I got around that is everyone's name is in the title. Every character
Smart.
will be in the title.
Wow, that's really. And now tell me a
So
kid is
you're-
going to play Tennessee Williams.
Now that is a very interesting idea, and it will
Please tell
happen
us.
if I can't figure out the costume changes, because obviously, right?
So right now you're
They
planning to
have
play both.
back-to-back dialogue, these two, Peter
And
Pan and
they're supposed to be on the
Tennessee.
stage at the
Conversation.
same time.
What is? I mean, it's wars in the stars. You
Todd,
know what is happening here?
I feel like we are often skeptical of you, and then we see the piece,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's always a
We-
masterpiece.
yeah.
Can I pitch you one thing?
I'm rarely open to collaboration, but I trust you.
I'm not even going to take it from you. This is just gift from me to you.
Mhm.
What if you sort of do a Two-Face? And you just paint one half of your body Tennessee Williams and the
And the
other
other
half
side
of
is
your
kinda
body
blown
Look
off.
at Todd. He's
Pan.
about to take credit for this idea.
Yeah.
So it's like blown off and burned on Tennessee.
I mean, that's interesting.
Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
That's really interesting, Sam. I'm thinking, what if we even took that, but kind of made it so that I do it more like half of me is Peter Pan, and the other half is blown in half Tennessee Williams. So
Sort of
it's
like
like
a
a Two-Face
Two-Face.
situation.
Right. That's
I knew you were gonna
exactly
do
what I
that.
pitched you.
Wait, and is Tennessee Williams half blown off? So you are one half Peter Pan, a quarter Tennessee Williams, and a quarter blown up Tennessee
Just like
Williams?
all
Yes.
black, sort of like stage black.
Yes,
so
it makes
people can't
sense to
see
me.
you.
It's Two-Face. It's blown off Tennessee Williams and half Peter Pan.
Wait, so your face will look like it'll kind of look like if you cut a quarter out of a watermelon and you look at it and you kind of see. That's a weird way to describe it, but
I think you're wrong. What I'm
Okay.
saying,
that's fair.
I could be wrong. And please tell me if I'm wrong.
Well, this is completely new and creative and exciting.
In my head,
absolutely.
it is it's right down the middle. Peter Pan one side,
Fully
so rosy
good,
cheeks,
titular.
that little cap, half of a cap. We got a little,
Feather.
I think, a feather. The other side is badly burned Tennessee Williams,
Uh-huh.
Right.
but it's whole.
You're
Well,
missing a quarter. You're
We're
missing
close.
a quarter.
You're close.
quarter.
Yeah.
Am I
Tennessee-
wrong?
You are wrong.
If you're willing to be.
I guess I am. I have no choice.
Well, because this is the creative sport that I love.
This is like a salon,
I-
old school
yeah.
salon.
This is like an
Todd
old
getting
school
up,
salon.
pacing.
We're getting our hair blown out. It's like the 1400s in here. And, I think what I'm thinking a little bit is Peter Pan, rosy cheeks, young boy.
Okay,
Hat,
yeah, we're all
feather.
cool.
We're all
We're all
right
clear on
there.
that.
Macaroni in his cap.
We're all clear on that macaroni.
Nose to halfway through the eye. Normal Tennessee Williams.
Smart.
Right.
Second half of the eye to ears, blown up. Tennessee
okay,
Williams.
okay.
So
I was
he's
wrong.
Tennessee.
half Peter Pan, half Two-Faced Tennessee Williams. So he's Tennessee. Imagine Tennessee Williams as a whole person is a Two-Face.
Right.
Okay, now imagine you're trying to put whole face Two-Faced Tennessee Williams onto half the face of Peter Pan.
Right.
So here's how he's talking. Peter Pan talks about this side of his mouth. Tennessee Williams normal talks about this side of his mouth.
And
This side of his mouth.
This is going to be a fantastic play for the kids.
It's still Henry IV. They're still putting on Henry IV,
Part 4.
yeah.
which
But you're
kids
st-
love
you're-
Shakespeare historical plays, so they're going to love that.
And you're going to play King Henry, and then you're trying to find other roles for the student.
I'm trying to fill out the titular roles. So yeah, there's obviously Tree
Tree.
is back.
Wow.
Everyone remembers Tree from some of my old work. Tree might be
What
back.
about Henry IV's confidant, Philip?
Philip? Falstaff or Philip?
Falstaff. That's what I meant.
Well, Falstaff, which I mentioned last week, he is the fun-loving kind of clown role.
Right.
So that's got to be, and it's a little mature, and it's been written out a little more.
Right.
So that's got to be someone who can handle that kind of dialogue and
Right,
stuff.
right.
So that's obviously
How many roles are there in the play?
Well, a lot. It's a historical play, but most of them don't matter. It's a lot of old generals walking on and being mad. The
Interesting.
Duke of Worcester, things like that.
Right.
So that'll be the kids, and they'll come on with their little capes and stuff, and they'll
And
have
have you
a
been
blast.
working with them on their costumes and everything?
Is that where Worcestershire comes from?
Good question, Bill.
I do want to go back real quick. I heard you.
Of course.
But is that where Worcestershire comes from? Because on the play, he comes on and he's like, if you had a burger, now try this burger. Doesn't he say that in the play or not?
Yeah, no, that's in the play. I think most of the third act is Bloody Marys. So maybe that is where Shakespeare invented a lot of words.
Yes.
A
I've
lot
heard
of
he
words.
knows a lot of words. Is that what you said?
Shakespeare knows so many words.
Yes.
I've heard that Shakespeare. Yeah, he had a huge vocabulary.
But I want to move
the
on.
board. That's him, right?
Yeah.
The board.
Exhausted. Yeah.
The board.
He was so bored he wrote all these plays, I think.
Yes.
That's what happened.
Yes.
But maybe we'll get to this in the second half, because one of the reasons I've inserted myself a little more is I'm looking to get a little more romance in my life, a little
Wow.
show off,
Yeah.
bring a
Show
date
off.
to the alumni event.
Well, it's
Well,
alumni, so you never know
right.
who's going to come back.
I was gonna
maybe
say,
maybe
you
a
never
flame
know.
that
As
got
we
away.
know, this alumni event is open to students and ex-faculty. So there are a few teachers from
Right.
yesteryear.
Maybe certain teachers that because a different teacher was not obeying his restraining order, went and worked somewhere else.
Listen, I think it's very clear that we are all using alumni night to get laid.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's pretty clear.
It's pretty clear.
I mean, you could probably tell from we've all been to a Nordstrom recently.
I've been we've all been to a Nordstrom.
Well, the
I've been going to the
dumpster
health
behind the Nordstrom.
department
Yes.
and absolutely draining the condom supply on the front desk. Absolutely pulling hard from the free condom supply.
And by the way, folks, we're only 30 minutes in. That's Bill Cravey over there.
Hello.
Genius, Bill.
I was going to introduce myself about the time when I was saying I'm in the military. And then I was going to, I think a better time is when I'm dumping out the fishbowl of condoms into my front of my pants, pulling out the elastic, popping it back in with a big load full of condoms.
You always know Bill
And
is
I
walking through the health office because you always hear on that pop back in just a little.
Yeah, and you know I got rubber bands around the bottoms, so I don't lose any on the way
Now,
out.
obviously, you've cleaned up at the health department, but I know
I go through everything free they have there.
absolutely. But you still got some room in those pants, right? I mean, what else are you hitting on the way home?
Oh my God, mints. I go to the bank, I go to First Citizens, and I absolutely demolish the mints. I grab a penny. I do not leave a penny all across town. Every
Wow.
7-Eleven I hit, I take a penny and I pop it down. Ow! And then and I'm trying to think of other things up near the front up near the front of places.
Business cards?
Oh my God, don't offer me your business card because I'm grabbing the whole thing and I'm tossing them down the pants. And as you can see, I've got a big packed pant today. I've been going around. But yeah, this has been a good week for me.
Yeah, you said you just came from a UPS store and got a bunch of packing peanuts in there. Is that right?
Yeah.
Those things, I mean, you can't have enough of those.
Oh yeah, you know those one rate any weight envelopes at the USPS? Yeah, I'm packing a few.
I gotta say, it's not that big, but this is easily my favorite thing you've ever done.
There's something to it. There's something to just sort of a general free pair pants stuffed with free stuff. But yeah, I mean, like I go home. I mean, I'm not even sitting on my butt right now in this chair. I'm
course
sitting
not.
up way high.
What
You
a
guys see-
waste that would be.
No, I ain't sitting on shit. I mean, I'm sitting on everything free. But yeah, it's been a big week for me. I mean, we can get into it more in the second half, but I have, as you guys know, I'm the assistant basketball coach, and we've got a fantastic team this year. In fact, they are rumored to.
Oh.
And I don't know if that's what you say when a sports team is possibly going to win the state
Sure.
championship.
Projected.
But they're rumored. There's been like
People are afraid to be
Whispers,
wrong
little
about this
gossip.
stuff.
Yeah.
because the new coach who you guys know is a fantastic coach.
Yes.
He's really, really unbelievable.
Well,
and
and I
I
gotta
forget
say-
if we've given him a name yet or not, but I'm willing to right now.
Yeah.
We haven't?
No.
His name is Walcott.
Walcott's good, but I think
Walcott.
it's also that you haven't done anything crazy or insane. I mean,
True.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. You haven't poisoned anybody.
And I'll say-
you haven't opened up
I-
the floor.
I read an interview with the new coach, and
Uh-huh.
he said the reason he feels like this season is going so well is because the team is quote unquote free of distraction.
Yes. And I've been doing a really
Subtle.
good job. I write down all the plays. I transcribe them from the whiteboard to the notebook. We've got a notebook that it's written on the front of it. It says will win state.
Wow.
Wow.
That
Talk
is
about
powerful.
Yes.
manifesting.
And I have been doing really good sort of office work, if you will, for the team. And I said bye to Walcott last night. Of course, I carry the big bag with the basketballs, and I have
You stay in the
shoes.
PE room eating popcorn all the time, right? You just microwave popcorn sitting there forever.
Yeah. I don't have time. I eat dinner popcorn all the time because we're just busy. We're busy. Yeah, and I'll
And
put
what makes a popcorn a dinner popcorn? The time?
it replaces dinner.
Yes.
It's a meal repllement.
Well, so healthy.
It's very healthy.
I don't
But
know
this-
about how you eat it, but
Airy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I put butter from the movie theater in my pants before I leave, so I slopped some of that on it. But it was interesting. Last night, I was like, I'm gonna go get a drink. So I went to Bikinis.
bikinis.
You guys love Bikinis.
Course.
It's a great bar in town with some dancers.
Mhm.
And I was there, and I
Some light dancing.
light dancing. The girls are in bikinis. It's awesome.
Yeah, the girls are in bikinis. There's some light dancing. The bartender's very loose with their pour.
Yes,
Yes.
you'll get hammered at bikinis.
Yes.
Don't go into bikinis and not and expect to drive home.
Take bikinis seriously.
Because
There's
I
some
have
light
never,
dancing.
I have never seen bikinis parking lot not packed the next morning because
Everyone's leaving their
and it's
car.
nice they're leaving their cars.
I was going to say
100%.
that actually makes me feel better knowing that
Yes.
people are responsible when they leave
It's
bikinis
nice.
because I have seen some people stepping out of bikinis. And
Oh, you don't step out of bikinis. You roll. You roll out of bikinis. And I was up there and I saw the Blazers head coach,
You saw Coach Robeson.
Coach Robeson. Yeah, Coach
You saw Coach Robeson at the bikinis?
at bikinis. I saw Coach Robeson, but we love
You
Robeson.
saw Robeson at bikinis.
I saw Robeson in bikinis.
Now that's
Um,
interesting to know.
Not
to hear.
Robitussin, Tusserobin. Tusserobin.
Robeson.
Robeson. I thought it was close. Robeson. I saw Robeson at bikinis, and he said, "Do you got the playbook?" And I was,
Oh, no.
Bill.
listen,
We don't know where this is going.
listen. I showed. You're at bikinis.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna be stingy at bikinis. Like your
Did
friends.
he buy you a drink?
He bought me a drink, and
Okay.
the flow was heavy.
I bet.
And I maybe showed Robeson a couple of plays.
Bill.
And maybe I set up a little meeting where I'm going to meet up with Robeson sometime at Bikinis next
Why?
week for some cold hard green.
Bill.
Bill, no,
Oh, come on.
no good backroom deals have ever happened at bikinis.
But you're not
okay?
talking about throwing the game, right? You're just talking about
No,
shaving a
I'm
couple of
showing
points.
him trash plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I showed him a couple of trash plays because I just want to I like Robeson,
Sure.
and we're buddies.
mean,
we
Well,
go way back.
guess,
here's
yeah.
what's winning me over a little bit. I don't care about these kids at all. And at the end of the day, they could have made you head coach, couldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
They very easily could have.
Couldn't they have made you head coach?
Yes, and Walcott is great,
Sure.
but I'm back
Uh-huh.
and I'm royalty.
So you're being pretty blunt about the fact that you are trying to
No.
you're trying to sabotage the team.
No, I'm taking my job serious. I'm showing Robeson trash plays.
You're going to bikinis 4 nights a week for serious stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
bikinis
well,
is
I'm at
where I
Bikini.
wrote some of my best stuff.
Yes.
An evening in the lounge I wrote there.
Yeah, you'll
Wow.
take your whole computer into bikinis sometimes and work by the buffet.
Because you're a desktop guy through and through.
You can't work on a laptop. You can't work on a laptop.
I know.
well,
I know
you
how
can't
you
work
feel.
on a modern desktop
I
because these desktops you're working with have 2-3 towers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're technically IBM, but I think like the old ones that you hear about.
I built my own computer in 1995, and I'm so proud of it. I'm running Windows ME. It's updated. It's Windows ME.
The
And
Millennium Edition?
Millennium.
Not affiliated.
Todd,
Just singing
so old.
something doesn't explain it, Todd.
Yeah.
You just taught me that.
Well, yeah, unless you're singing Robbie Williams' Millennium, and then
That's
it's a
true.
little different, bitch.
Yeah,
my
we
God.
say it.
Hang on a
Yeah.
second. I need to go on a break after that. That was
We say it,
Oh, yeah.
folks. We say it.
Folks,
we
we're
say
gonna-
it.
We're going to take a quick little break, because as we
That's
always...
our first bitch break. Here we go. We're going to have to air out after that, folks.
All right, folks. Thanks so much for sticking it out through the break. We're back. And, today on the show, we have something specific in mind for the second half. We, with Alumni Day coming up, the alumni event, we've all got people from our past who will surely be showing up. You know, with an event like this, it's going to attract all the people you want to see, but also the people you might not want to see.
Most of them you want to see.
Yeah, but some of them may not even want to see you. And to avoid a situation where somebody is coming back to the school and they are, maybe holding on to something from the past, we kind of want to take this opportunity to sort of bury the hatchet with some folks about some stuff that has happened in the past in the event that those people are planning on coming to the alumni event. So yeah, we want to take an opportunity to just apologize to certain folks.
I got one right here.
You go ahead.
So
Sam.
here's something I am thinking about when I see Jeremiah Massey when he comes back.
I remember this.
The first thing I'm going to say to him is, "No, I didn't. No, I didn't."
All right.
Scream when you were doing your driver's test. I didn't do that. You drove off the road.
Seems
and
like you are re-bringing up the hatchet.
Seems like you're smacking the hatchet against the tree here.
I'm trying to bury it the way I want to bury it.
Right.
I think you have to sort of, though, in order to bury the hatchet with somebody, you kind of have to recognize your sort of role in the situation and accept some responsibility, because you're saying you did not scream and cause him to fail his driver's test. Although, as we know, and based on his parents coming to the school board meeting in the weeks after,
And court,
we do know that there was video footage. You were caught on a
multiple angles.
Yeah, because the person behind you had a safety dash cam. In
Caught
case
in 5K.
Yeah,
5K.
It was a test camera.
It was a broken 8K camera, and so it was caught in
it's only
5K.
5.
Yeah.
But so there's plenty of video that does pick you up. Security camera footage from a local gas station. They all pick you up screaming.
Most documented scream of all time.
Okay, all right. So I'm apologizing.
No, hang on. You don't
Todd
have to
to
apologize.
save the day once again.
So
apologize, Todd.
who are we trusting now? A man who is saying his word, or a bunch of machines? If you can't take a man right in front of you, I could shake this man's hand.
Years later, fighting for the same crap he got in trouble for.
I mean, why would he still be bringing it up if it wasn't a lie?
Thank you.
You know?
Yeah.
And these cameras now, if robots all of a sudden are more trustworthy than my friend, this guy has made me a steak.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All the way.
Well, Todd,
You're
how
gonna
is it-
trust
He's made me a steak the whole way.
Todd.
You're going to trust a camera over somebody who makes you a steak.
Well, Todd,
Okay.
Who's saying the opposite?
I have seen you allow a machine
you,
to make you a
Todd.
steak. I've seen you allow a machine to make you a
Oh,
steak.
the Steak Meister.
Yes, you purchased the Steakmeister off of
Yes,
a late
off of
night
Pauly
TV
Shore.
commercial.
Steakmeister.
Yeah.
Or no, Rob Schneider.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
well, it's
Schneider.
probably sure selling the Rob
Rob
Schneider.
Schneider.
as you, everybody's seen the
Making
infomercial.
steak eggs.
There's the Steakmeister. It's a machine that you sort of drop a cut of beef into. It makes
It's
it perfectly
Schneider's-
portions.
And it does a character. Also does a character.
It's one of the funniest steak chefs I've ever met.
Robotic.
Well,
Because
robot.
obviously those teppanyaki guys are the funniest.
Oh my God. If there was a lot back in those places.
God, they're so funny.
Well-
You ever see him throw a shrimp tail in someone's
Dude.
mouth and they choke and almost die?
Mouth.
Dude.
Okay,
Dude, every time I go to Gurgles, the comedy club downtown.
Gurgles.
Yeah.
We're really painting a picture of all the nightlife in Hamilton tonight.
Oh,
Well, no, I'm at Gurgles and I'm at bikinis all the time.
Yeah, you do
'Cause I wanna
gurgles
laugh
for the pre.
And I want a sex. I'm a man. That's my two things. Laugh me and fuck me. Am I right?
Laugh me.
boys.
Damn, Crave.
So I'm at
Crave.
Gurgles.
Damn, they call him Bill Cravey because he's got the craving.
I'm craving for everything. Give it to me. Every time I'm at Gurgles, this is a long, and nobody makes a steam onion volcano.
Oh.
I boo. I heckle. I say, "Where's the shrimp? Where's the onion? Where's the heartbeat?" under the rice.
Oh my
Be
God.
funny.
Make the rice into a shape of a heart and then pump it up and down.
You're a stand-up
And
comedian.
then-
You
Yeah.
not know this shit?
Like,
Oh.
I don't want to see Leno's Jeans was headlining the other night.
Which is normally a great show.
Classic.
One of the better shows.
Wait, Leno's Jeans was doing new material.
Did Leno's jeans do thread lines?
Well, Leno's Jeans was doing corduroy for the first time, right?
Oh my God!
He was
they
doing
did
new material?
corduroy. Wow, that's
Wow.
risky for Leno's
And
jeans.
what Leno's Jeans is Kevin Bluebanks was there.
Kevin Bluebanks. And so you're saying you even saw Leno's jeans and Kevin Bluebanks, and you were still disappointed.
I was like, yeah, I just didn't like it. I mean, I know that it's a tight show and it's got a lot of jokes in it. But
Now you sit Eubanks down next to a teppanyaki show. That's the show I want to see.
Oh, my
I want to
God.
see ding 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 with the big
yes,
bass.
hit the bass run right on the mochi. Give me the mochi and hit the run, Eubanks. Anyway,
Just to take us back, though, Sam, I do feel like you have to try to see this from
And I
Jeremiah's
understand
perspective
that.
a little bit.
I understand that I'm a little stuck in my ways. I would love to hear maybe Howard or one of these other guys. If you know how to bury the hatchet, I would love a little example. We know that I don't do well with
you
people.
do a quick one and then I'll do one. Okay,
Okay.
just do like a
You'll
real
do a
quick
long one?
No, I'll do like a quick one.
Oh,
Okay.
we're
Great.
trying to do a lightning round just to show Sam what
Yes.
burying the hatchet
Yes,
looks
so
like.
you
Okay. Yeah.
we'll show you two perfect ones right here. So just do a quick one.
I appreciate this so much,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah, simple. I'd like to apologize to my to the teacher's assistant who I had my second year here at Hamilton. As you all,
Good. And I would like to say it's not my fault. Your daisies were ruined, John.
And
it's
that's
not-
Ugg John, who is just John that you call him Ugg John because you think
Yes.
he's ugly?
Yes, John. I accidentally got my long wheelbase Ford with a camper on it. Dually.
10,000 pounds at least.
I mean, it's an anti-dually.
Yeah, in heels.
With a push-up bra. And yes, this truck does have a bra over the
Yes,
headlights.
it's got a bra in the front because I want to keep people hubba hubbing, and I want to keep the bugs.
I don't think you guys understand what burying the hatchet. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah. Hold on, my truck is an anti-dually.
It doesn't matter. What
It sucks in at
as
the
you
back.
guys all remember, I of course am trying to give you a real
Shaped like a
example,
sailboat.
a real example of burying the hatchet.
Yeah.
As you all
Please,
know,
please.
You do a quick one,
I-
and then Todd's going to do a
I'll
fast one.
continue to elaborate so you guys maybe can get a little bit clearer idea of what it means to bury the hatchet. As you guys all know, I accidentally
Can you try to do one imagining it's my voice?
Yeah,
Because I
hold
don't
on.
talk like you.
I got an idea. Don't elaborate on this one. Just give us a completely new one that's like 2 sentences long, and then Todd will do one.
Okay, fine.
And Todd will get it right because he's listening.
Fine. Okay. Great. Here.
Wait, I do want to know. Look how good we can see Todd listening.
Yes. And Todd, I want you to come in hard right on the heels of his.
Okay, here we go.
But listen to it.
Listen.
I'd like to apologize to Mistress Trina for the end of our relationship.
Oh, speaking of end of relationships, I'm sorry you couldn't handle that I get angry when things aren't going well.
Okay.
Everyone I've ever been with.
Now that is a 1-2.
And
right?
they're not going
right?
to bring that back up.
Right?
How are you
Give
guys?
him some skin. Give him some skin.
My brother.
Yes.
I'm not.
We
I'm-
both have the same issues in relationships.
No. Listen,
You guys are identical.
You guys got to take some responsibility, or this alumni event is going to be a nightmare for you.
It's going to be awesome.
I've got
Awesome.
one for some of the students.
Great.
I've got one for some of
Okay.
the students.
Yeah, you've got a lot of students you need to bury the hatchet with.
To the cheerleading squad that I coached
Start there.
in 1999. I'm sorry that I made most of the routine about us all preparing for Y2K.
Okay, this is weird.
But-
This is weird, but okay.
Caveat.
But if it had happened, I
That one girl, you threw that computer up in the basket that came down on her head her hard. Damn.
yeah, you know. But at the end of the day, I feel like they were probably all prepared for this last year of the pandemic.
Yeah, that
whole-
makes a lot of sense.
Thank you. So So I guess apologies are due
Yeah.
both ways.
Guys.
That's right. It takes one person to put the hatchet in the ground and the other person to sweep the dust over it.
I would like nice. Give me some skin.
No, guys,
Let's go.
we're not burying the hatchet in that
I
sense.
would like to say a hatchet.
Don't
Bury it.
say the hatchet.
Here.
I'll help you bury it.
Here.
I think actually
I
that's the
would like
perfect
to
example.
apologize.
That's a perfect example. You guys are just saying the hatchet. You're not burying a hatchet. You're just saying the hatchet.
Did
Bring
you
up the
just hear?
problem, then you back away from it.
It takes two people to bury it. One to say what the problem is, and the other
Yeah.
person to say they're over it.
Okay. Well, we don't have any of these people here, but we will.
I
the
would
issue.
like to apologize to all of the people. I would like to apologize to everyone in the gym, everyone who is watching, and also the basketball players for taking money from Universal and making the entire basketball team dress up like Clockwork Orange and beat up people in the gym that day.
And I
to
have
promote
to
the
say,
movie.
To
Okay.
give you a
Really?
little bit of a break, I got to put some of that on Universal. I don't know if that's all your fault.
No, what they said we'll give you money to promote the movie.
Fine.
Grassroots, do whatever you want.
Yeah,
Well-
30 years later.
And they were like, here's posters, put them up.
and who are
and
you
I was like, I
apologizing
got one
to
better.
here? To
All the people with broken
Everyone that was
knees,
there.
Okay.
dead man, that one dead man.
okay. There. That is you perfectly buried a hatchet.
But I will say,
Okay.
that movie did really well.
It did really well.
Everybody was in the theaters, butts and seats.
Now, Howard, wouldn't you agree that burying the hatchet is a two-person job? Don't sort of both people have to put it down?
yes,
I would say that is probably true, but you have someone has to initiate the process. You know? And what's going to happen when that dead
Won't be
man's
me.
family shows up to the alumni event and you haven't apologized directly to them or taken full
Well,
responsibility?
here's what I'll say. The one guy's legs we broke was on his way to bomb the pumpkin patch.
That's right.
We saved a lot of
We
pumpkins.
saved a lot of-
That's right.
Yeah, not a packed
what
pumpkin patch.
what pumpkin
empty
patch are you
pumpkin
talking
patch.
about?
The pumpkin patch, the bar.
I
The pumpkin patch.
If the pumpkin patch went away, I don't know what I would do.
I know. We love the pumpkin
We'd
patch.
be at bikinis every night.
Yeah,
the
you
pumpkin
can't go to
patch saved me.
bikinis every night.
Well, no, I'd be dead. I'd be dead.
All right, so
I
Let
think
me-
needless to say, when these people are here and we're apologizing, we're all going to do a little better than this.
Here-
Of course.
Yes.
I think this will be something really special to have
Awesome.
for the audience and for our friendships. Howard, I'd like to apologize to you.
there you go.
God,
Long time
transformation.
coming.
Wow. About which thing?
Todd, I could don't forget about
Well,
that last comment.
Long time coming is not. I need you to grab some of the dirt to help me put it on top of
Hey,
the
long
hatchet.
time
Let
coming
me-
is
Because
let
hard.
me-
long
see
time
you-
coming was you refilling the hole before the hatchet was in.
Right.
Let me see the hatchet and then we'll see if I'm going to kick dirt over it.
Don't pull it out, Todd. Todd's trying to pull out his penis.
Todd, of
No.
course, showing some of his authenticity training,
Okay.
getting
Oh,
animalistic.
you taking authenticity classes?
I'm taking authenticity classes. I was told, well, one of the most common reviews of my acting is inauthentic. So
in authenticity training, of course, you do lots of animal sounds, lots of growls,
you
grunts.
get in touch
Right.
with your animal self. Meow. And I'm.
Meow. You said meow.
That was quite
Meow.
the cat.
Oh, that was a cheetah, my friends.
Oh,
Okay.
Cheetahs don't meow.
Oh, really? Are they felines or are they cows?
Well, I guess they're not cows. My brother.
Do you mean bovine? That would have been a perfect little rhyme there. You said cow.
Oh my God, you're about to get the B word.
Don't you? We will have to take a break. Don't you do that.
We just can't afford another break, otherwise you get the B word. Howard,
He'll say it.
in 2005 through 2021,
Long time.
16 years.
60.
I have not told you that you have had toilet paper.
Huh?
Don't tell him, Todd.
This goes for
Todd,
all
don't
of us.
tell him.
This goes for
He's
all
had
of
a
us.
long string on his
You-
foot.
Wait.
For 15 years.
You have had toilet paper on your lip like it's a piece of rice.
What?
You've had
Don't
toilet
tell
paper.
him, Todd.
I'm trying to bury the
16 years.
trying to bury the hatchet.
This is good. Howard, just take this, okay? This is really good.
Give me a mirror.
Oh my
No,
God! He
let
hasn't
Todd
even
finish.
seen it.
Let Todd finish.
He hasn't even seen it.
Give
You
me a
haven't
mirror.
looked in a mirror in 16 years.
Of course not.
Why, you scared of your own image?
I don't want
scared
to
of your
see what's
likeness?
going on.
I took mirrors
How did
out of
you-
my house when I started to fear I was a vampire. We all do it, for different reasons.
Give me a mirror.
Okay.
All right,
Somebody.
here, look.
Here.
You have got to be kidding me. A little strand.
Yeah.
A little
It's a
strand.
big chunk of
16
You know
years.
what?
pee.
You know when this happened?
Dirty. Dirty also.
You remember?
Uh-huh.
That's dirty deep.
Yeah.
You remember?
I
When
remember
was it?
in 2005. It was that year that I was having a real hard time getting bullied by students, teachers alike. And I used to take my lunch in the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
And one day I ran out of napkins because I had I brought some napkins from the lunchroom. I ran out of napkins and I yanked
Because
off.
you were eating so sloppily.
Yeah, well, I was eating.
You were eating so sloppily.
Just to
on the
paint
toilet.
a
he was
picture,
eating.
you were eating sloppily in the
stall.
Sitting on
high
the
school
toilet in the
bathroom
bathroom.
stall.
Eating so sloppily you couldn't tell what was from your mouth, what was from the toilet.
And here's what I've
Well,
always
you were
wondered.
picking up some of the pickled peppers off the floor to eat, right?
Well, I was only picking up the ones that landed on my shoe.
Good.
Well, you
Good.
wear,
Good.
but you wear.
Tivas.
You wear
So by on your
My
shoe, you
man.
mean on your foot.
Well, yeah.
Those are Tivas. Those are not Tivas. Those are
Okay.
corrective shoes.
So no, I pulled some toilet paper off the spool
Uh-huh.
to wipe some sauce off my lips, and it must have been stuck.
Just your lip.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think.
Well,
Howard,
that's a good excuse.
well, I think that is a great excuse. I do have a follow-up question.
Okay.
I can't sit on a toilet with my pants on. Are you eating your lunch pants up or
Right.
pants down?
Who can sit on a toilet without their pants down?
I
It's-
take my pants down.
So you're eating on your penis?
So the next obvious question is: so you're eating on your penis?
No.
First question that popped into my mind, the listeners'
No.
minds.
You're resting all of the food on your penis.
No. I'm making a sort of
On your
plate.
pubis.
No, I'm making a
Your
plate.
mound.
I'm making a. I'm making
You have a mound plate?
I'm making a plate out of toilet seat covers.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
much better.
And
Those hold up well.
yeah, I've used the actual toilet bowl cover container
The
holder.
seat.
No, I'm not using the actual seat.
Oh, you're sitting on it, no seat.
Well,
So you sort of take
You're-
the seat off, you sit on the bowl,
You're kinda
and then you set up a little tasting menu along the rim.
Is it a tasting menu along the dirty
you
rim?
guys have seen it before. Stop asking.
We have.
Stop
Yeah,
we're
asking.
well,
we're
I've seen
airing
already
your
in the
dirty
bathroom.
laundry, just
Come
like I
on.
plan to do to all those people coming back who do not accept my apology.
That's right. We've got everyone's dirty laundry, so you better accept our apologies. We got secrets on all of you.
That's right.
Yeah.
I want to say here and now, Howard, I'm sorry I never told you. And I think we need to be an example of male friendships to everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fraternity.
Right.
I've always thought that.
Howard, I'm sorry that I clearly was not there for you when you were going through what I hope was rock bottom in 2005, eating full meals off of a dirty toilet seat. that
I
you never
really
It
did.
was a
hope
tough
that was
time.
rock
It was a tough time. I wouldn't
And
say
I-
it was the lowest I've been, but it was definitely near the bottom.
Well, I wish I could have been there for you.
I was obsessed with the third season of American Idol during your rock bottom, and I'm very sorry.
Well,
I'm
honestly,
very sorry.
I would appreciate this sort of honesty and sort of openness to happen all the time because
Howard, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. They had just come out with the $5 footlong, and I was really distracted.
oh
I was
God.
distracted for weeks.
yeah,
Absolutely.
sorry. Do you know who
$5.
Daughtry is?
I do.
Does that help me out?
No, listen.
Daughtry.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you guys were doing. It doesn't matter what
Good.
happened then. What matters is right now in this moment, you have all chosen to apologize. And me, Howard Levis, one of the most forgiving people on the face of the planet, is gonna give you what you want, which is forgiveness. That was a tough time. I'm doing much better now. We all know. I'm
Right.
in great shape mentally. I'm in great shape
Mentally?
physically. I'm
Oh.
in great shape emotionally. So I'm strong enough right now to say at that time things were tough, but at the current moment I'm doing all right. So I can receive those
Wow.
apologies
Wow.
and say y'all are forgiven.
I'm blown away. Truly, no joke here. I'm blown away.
It's not
Have you been
hard.
taking cold showers? Is that your secret?
I mean, define cold.
I don't
Like,
know.
when you get in-
What do you think you've been taking cold showers?
No, to me they're
You
comfortable.
don't feel cold.
No.
Is your hot water heater still out?
Yes.
Okay, those
Well,
are probably cold.
And you do have a water cooler?
Well, yes, I had a water
Because
cooler
you
installed.
thought people would start chatting with you more around that if you installed it.
Yeah. Well, I have two different
But
kinds
then
of water
your shower
cooler.
broke, and now you take showers out of the water cooler?
Yeah. Yeah.
so
well,
far, you haven't got to talk about any shows near your water cooler.
well, no,
with
because
anyone?
I've been using all the water for my showers.
And you've been
So I haven't-
binging shows just to have something to talk about, but nobody's there to talk about.
I've
shows.
been trying.
Todd's scarecrow therapist is now near the water tower.
My scarapist is back.
And wait,
My
Was that-
therapist was a mannequin.
yeah, that's right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes, of course, Todd. Write your own story.
Your scarapist. That's right. That's right. That's right. We're
But-
remembering. We're remembering.
But I thought that was a beautiful moment. You accepted the apology.
Yeah.
I feel closer to you already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys, you can do it too. You know, you can
Huh?
authentically apologize and receive forgiveness from everybody in your life. I mean, Todd, I'll tell you this. If you talk to your ex-wife and you actually apologize for some of the things that you did to her, I think you would feel a whole lot better.
Well, you feel a
Yeah.
little worse because you break your vow to yourself.
That's right.
No forgiveness.
Well, you all remember my wedding. I did some vows to my wife to be, and I did some vows to myself.
Right.
And the vows to myself were longer and a little more hard ass. But yeah, no forgiveness.
You were the
Always last long.
you apparently you wanted a prenup, but you had $4,000 in the bank.
Yeah, you couldn't afford the prenup.
I couldn't afford the
prenup was
lawyer
more-
for the prenup.
Yeah, you couldn't afford to get it drawn.
But
out.
you brought that up in your vows.
Right, that I couldn't afford the prenup.
What exactly was the vow that was attached to? I don't think I remember all these vows.
Well,
it was
some-
quite a speech.
Oh yeah, because some vows
He
are
said,
what
"Give
you're
me a
going to
P,
vow to
give me an
do.
R." He did that with the crowd.
And you thought that spelling prenup and getting to gimmia would get you the prenup?
I was desperate at the time. I had tried everything, and at
Because
the
at
end,
the end of the P, you said, "Now give me some money to pay for it."
yes. Well, you know, I ended up even when I was spelling it, having some issues, and so that's why at the end of the wedding, I ended. At the end of the wedding,
you added
everybody.
an IP. It was you spelled prenip.
By the end of the wedding, people gave me prenips.
Todd, just imagine if you took
What is that? What is a prenip?
It's like almost a titty twister.
it's when you do a titty twister but only get shirt.
Right before the nipple.
So you got a lot of
And
prenips
everyone,
at your wedding.
I don't know if after I did it, everyone was chatting. I was like, well, we have to give it to him, but we don't know what it is. And someone was like, I think it's where you, or if they all just knew inherently
Right,
what a prenup
right.
was.
Well,
But yeah.
I mean, like that was a tough. I don't think he necessarily has to dive into the apologies with his ex-wife to continue on and have a fruitful relationship, which he is in the early stages of right now.
Mhm. Yes, I try not to talk about dating on mic so that, the fans.
You rarely do.
We don't talk about personal stuff on mic. I won't.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw a couple Pinocchios on that one, Todd.
Oh my God! He threw down the Pinocchio.
Why? Because my dad got swallowed by a whale?
Yes.
Why? Because
Yes.
Because
Todd.
your
after
knees are
stepping
made
on
out
it-
of wood.
Because your nose grows endlessly.
that is a religious thing. So, I am going to take offense to the Pinocchios. But yes, I try not to talk about dating on mic because I know some of the listeners want to keep that aura alive
Jealous.
of single padre.
And I'm excited that you're going to have a date for the big homecoming.
Which, by the way, are you all going stag? Are you trying to get dates?
I thought
Are
we were
we
going to
going
go
as the
stag
crew?
with. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, but no, I
I
got my
thought we
date.
were going
Yeah.
stag. Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
do have to chaperone Craig. Craig is getting released for prison for one night.
Oh, because
because he's performing, and I sort of have been.
you brokered that deal, right?
I brokered the
Wow.
deal. He's going to perform at the alumni event. I don't know if I.
You're
told you
trying
guys
to
that.
free actual criminals. What is
Well,
it?
Well, yeah, I, as I've gotten to know Craig a little bit better, the story just stopped adding up to
Right.
me. And so I can't just sort of stand by.
Even though he's caught on almost as many cameras as Sam.
Well,
Almost
as we've
5K.
discussed, to use the Tide Padre defense, if I can't trust the man who's cooked me a steak, which Craig has, then I'm gonna trust him over a robot. And he's told me some things that have made his case not so crystal clear. So I am sort of lobbying with the state, trying to get him exonerated.
Because he's saying he was hypnotized when he confessed in court and said he would do it again 3 times and he'd do it from hell again.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. He said he was actually, he said after he watched the movie where Jared Leto plays the guy who killed John Lennon, he was sort of hypnotized by
hypnotized by a bad movie.
He was hypnotized by a bad movie about a man who killed a celebrity, and he
They say Leto influences a lot of disgusting freaks these days.
yeah.
I mean, he's my main on-stage influence. Oh, I was sending pigs to fellow actors for decades before he started doing it.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
But I won't have a date.
Michael J. Fox.
I won't be able to have a date, but I could have found one.
That's
but I
okay.
won't be able to have
so you'll
a date because I'll be busy.
The idea was if you're responsible for him. If he
I've
escapes,
to be shackled
you take
to
on
him.
His sin. Oh, it's a shackle.
Yes, the city said I have
it's
to
a
be
shackling situation.
I have to be connected to him at all times. They told me I could bring a taser. I said, "Don't worry about it. I have other things. I have other plans."
What's that mean?
What?
That really piqued my curiosity.
What was that?
A gun? Is it the gun you brought to
Oh
the
my
interview?
God, Beretta Vendetta all over again?
Get rid of the gun.
I'm going to be honest. It has been a whirlwind. I forgot that happened today.
Yeah.
That discussion.
That's
Fellas,
right.
Yeah, you got the Beretta.
I also got to take myself out of the old stag party. I unfortunately have to do COVID screening at the front door. I'm going to be up there with that dirty little gun that you point on everybody's forehead that
Right.
doesn't really
Thermometer.
mean anything. Yeah, it's the visual thermometer where you don't actually touch them and it still tells you that. So I got to go up there and pretend to test everybody for
Wow.
COVID, sort of wave the wand.
That gun's only dirty because you've been trying to do cowboy tricks with it and stuff before you.
Yeah, I drop it in the dirt a couple times. Because you've seen the cowboy trick where you keep your finger in the trigger and
Oh,
Classic
of course.
cowboy
It's so
in and out
cool.
of the pocket.
It's so
I've
cool.
never pulled one off.
I
Yes.
thought you were going to go. Obviously, you're in Signa Chi now, the pharmaceutical frat. And I thought there was a mixer with Labna Few.
Yeah, Labnafew. It's a few different chem labs that all teamed up for
AstraZeneca,
fraternity.
Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson have all kind of sort
Oh,
of
so a literal few, 3.
That's right.
A lab in a few.
That's right. And it's supposed to be a pretty
Labnafew.
cool party. There's supposed to be some spiked punch and a lot of cool treats.
spiked
You know what I
protein
mean?
punch.
Wow.
Fauci.
Hey, Fauci.
Oh, spiked protein.
Oh, spiked protein punch.
That was good.
Yes.
I liked that.
Yes.
I hope
very
Fauci
good.
remembers that when he's here for the alumni.
I
Wow.
hope he
Oh.
remembers me.
I cannot wait to see Fauci again. You guys remember
Oh,
how
I
much
heard-
fun we had with Fauci? back in the
Fauci's
day?
coming, and Rand Paul's yelling at him
Really?
the whole night.
Yeah,
That's
Rand
nice.
Paul is
Follows him
following
around.
him from the beginning to end, and it's I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, he's going to give him hell.
That's really
Him
nice.
and his wife. He's just yelling at Fauci and his wife.
It's good. I'm glad he found something because he seemed a little like he was missing happiness, and now Rand Paul found it.
Yes.
and he seems happier than ever.
Just
Right.
screaming at Fauci.
He's like a little like congressional Willy Wonka with that hair. But I'm glad because we want to make sure this
yeah,
is
it's
safe.
good to know that's
And,
going to be
course,
happening.
of course.
I'm wondering as far as you said you've been working on rapid treatment even for
Yes.
the homecoming where
Yes.
if people do have it on the way in, there's something you can do for them.
Yeah, well, we take them out back and we have a hose and we spray them off as hard and as thoroughly as we can.
Okay.
And that way we make sure there's no COVID on the outside of them. I can't do anything for the
Oh.
inside,
Yes.
unfortunately.
That's
Okay, so
great.
clean the exterior.
Put a mask on, clean their outside, and
Yeah.
have a blast.
Yeah, and then, wet t-shirt,
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
you know?
I gotta say, we haven't said this yet. I don't know if this is too personal, but I think our listeners should know we're all vaccinated.
I've been double vaxxed with all 3. I've
Oh,
gotten
you got-
6
Yes.
vaccinations.
You were the first in line for all of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have been COVID fascinated.
Oh, yes.
I flew to Wuhan. I flew to New Zealand. I flew to Los Angeles.
Wait,
I
you
to
flew from
Michigan.
Wuhan to New Zealand?
Yes.
When? What month?
Yeah, the first month.
November.
January 2019.
January, November, something there.
no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
of course.
A lot of people always thought Patient Zero was in the lounge. I never thought it would be possible. But it sounds like you made your
I don't know if I was
Wow.
patient 0. I was probably patient 3 or 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Of course, I've been vaccinated as well. We all know I have no fear of shots or anything like that.
Right.
I've gotten
Yeah.
plenty of those.
What are you talking about?
I have no fear of shots.
Well, he kept running away from the needle. So
No.
they had to do it in your sleep.
Well, here's what happened. Okay, you have to be very obvious when you're coming at somebody with a sharp object. Okay, you can't just sort
Right.
of shove a curtain to the side and come in and just.
Is that what they were doing?
Yeah.
Well, I was at the
I'm
club
sitting
with
there-
you the
A
other day.
boo, a gotcha vaccination.
I
Oh, you went to the haunted vaccination site.
I didn't realize it at first, but it was the
Oh.
cheapest one, the cheapest place because obviously you got to.
Yeah, you could drive. There was a haunted house doing vaccinations
Yes.
up in the valley, and you could get it a couple months early because they would have extra left over, but it would come from a man with a chainsaw.
Very scary.
Yeah, they actually, what they did is they put the needle on the end of the chainsaw. So he's coming out of the woodwork
And he got you
right.
and it's kind of just spinning around. So there's two things that are scary here. There's the needle that's kind of just
Right.
coming, but then there's also a live chainsaw and what I'm presuming to be an actor. No offense, Todd, who's controlling it.
It could have been anybody.
Todd, I'm positive it was you.
Thought it was you. We all know.
Oh, that was one of your
okay.
biggest roles this year.
That
You
was-
were fired after day one, right?
I was fired. Yeah, well, I came into some new work because, as a lot of people know, my reputation went up after I was on TV. I got vaxxed for the Jamie Kennedy experience, where I got pranked into getting vaccinated.
Oh,
And Jamie Kennedy, as an old woman, kept cutting me in line
and
at
you
a
can
Starbucks.
never tell.
I had no
you
idea.
Can never tell.
I had no idea. I was mad at this old lady cutting me in line in Starbucks, and I started screaming at her, and we got into a fist fight. And 6 rounds. And then at the end,
You
during
broke
the
your
fight,
leg, right?
Broke my leg, broke my collarbone, got my ear bit off, got my nose shoved in
And
the
that
other way.
Starbucks barista should not have gotten involved.
Not at all. That guy put it over the edge because he was huge and buff, but while we were rolling around, Jamie Kennedy vaccinated me and said, "You just got vaxxed."
Well, listen, we could talk about us all being vaxxed all day long, but
'Cause we are.
It is about time for us to start wrapping this up. It's been about time. Hopefully, the audience can handle a
Sure.
quite a bit longer episode. than usual.
supersized
It's a
edition.
Oh yeah, sorry for extra content. It was
Yeah.
awesome. The whole thing was good, and now you're complaining. Here's the
Complaining
thing:
at
if you
times.
have
We
an
can't
issue,
take a moment.
Send us a goddamn email. You don't get your money back, but we're taking your thing away.
You know what?
So
I
you
know
can't
no one has
listen
said
anymore.
anything yet, but I want to yell at these guys too.
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
Yeah.
Do not come to me with notes.
Please.
Right.
Losers. You can turn it off whenever you want. These sickos out here complaining nonstop about a thing they chose to listen to.
I assume.
I assume it's never happened yet. I've had enough of it.
Yes.
It's a good
Howard,
Yes.
take us out.
All right, folks, thank you so much for listening. We'll be back again with another episode pretty soon. So until then, stay
Stay
flippy.